Warning, the video may contain the following: excessive swearing, virtual violence, violent behavior, rapid bright flashes of light, loud sudden noises. If you or someone near you are sensitive to these things, please turn off the video now. I am not responsible for any physical or behavioral change caused by this video. Thank you and enjoy. What's up everybody, it's Salazar the 16th and we're back in Space Engineers. And I figured, we started off in a world that I was already working on. I feel that wasn't right, and we should start the season fresh. So here we are in the main screen, and also it occurs to me that not a whole lot of people actually know how to set up the world for survival. So I'm gonna go through step by step, explain it out, and what each thing in the menu means. Obviously this one is very self-explanatory. We're just going to go to new game. In this screen, you can't see it, but it says new game up above my thingy. This is the campaign. It acts as a tutorial. It's not the best. Your best bet is to go through YouTube to figure out what everything is. We're going to go to custom, and when everything loads in, you got all these menus. Crash red ship that's going to be out in an asteroid field where literally there's a red ship spawned in to make it look like it crashed into this asteroid. It's alright, but there's nothing else. Dead drop arena. I looked at it and it's a PvP type thing. You and your buddies spawn in and you can get ships and blast the snot out of each other. Easy starts, all of them are, well, you spawn in with a base and a few things here and there, and it gives you objectives and you can go on with whatever you want. Empty world is exactly that. You spawn in the middle of nowhere in space with nothing. Have fun. Rival platforms and Lone Survivor are based on an asteroid. You get all your stuff, and rival platforms is more of a space-based combat. You can see you get a bunch of ships spawned in with you, and you can go there with your buddies and shoot the snot out of each other. I usually go for star system. Star system, you spawn in. You have a selection where you can spawn in, whether it be Earth, Moon, the Earth, the Moon, Mars, Mars's moon, the alien planet, the alien planet's moon, or out in space. So we're going to go with star system. And we'll name this Season 1. That's a 1. Here's your selection for game mode. We're going to go survival, offline, with autosave. I am going to turn on a few mods. The Skybox that I love, Sage, Clean Glass, all of these. We're going to stay away from the weapon mods. We're going to do that all basic. Catwalks. I restore looks cool. Maybe we'll do it. We'll leave that. We'll grab that. These two I found, and these two are, well, one's required to operate the other. Basically what you can do with these mods is it'll spawn in hostile bases, hostile AI that'll come and attack you. I thought it was cool. You can go through and explore and try your luck. I'm going to leave those out though. I just got clear is cool. The cockpits mod is cool. Azimuth is cool. We'll go go Sci-Fi. Catwalks. This one's really neat. Basically what it is it takes your standard ion thrusters and merges them into the armor. Because normal ion thrusters, you just got that the thruster end just kind of sticking out in the middle of nowhere, and it looks really bad. So the ion thrust armor basically takes armor plating and brings it up to the level of the thrust end. It's nice. It makes it a little easier to build around as far as making your ship look good, as well as it'll makes it easier to make it airtight. So those are the ones we're going to go with. We're going to go with the Skybox, the Cryo pods, all that. And we just hit OK. In the advanced menu, you've got all of these. Inventory size, I like to keep at 10, because ×3 in realistic, you don't get that much storage space as far as what you can carry with you. This makes it extremely hard to do any big builds, especially your large atmospheric thrusters, any of the large engine blocks, stuff like that. You're going to want the ×10 if you don't want to do a bunch of trips back and forth and back and forth and back and forth carrying around components. Assembler efficiency. Once again, I keep that at 10. Just makes the assembler faster. Same with the speeds. I bring those up as high as they'll go, because I don't want to sit there for 10 hours waiting for just to weld something up. Environment hostility. This is the meteor showers. I'm going to go with safe this time to make it a little bit more difficult on myself, because you can only get platinum on Earth from the meteors. So I'm going to keep that on safe to just to make it a little bit more difficult for myself. It'll make me rely on hydrogen to get into space instead of going through ion. Asteroid amount, we're going to go infinite, normal density. Flora, none. That's your plant life. Basically that just bogs down the game, or it can add more realism if you put it at any of the other settings. My computer ain't the best, so we're going to shut that off. Sound mode, arcade or realistic. I like realistic. It doesn't really change anything as far as any of the main settings. So yeah, I just like to do realistic because it sounds better to me, you know. World size, we're going to keep that unlimited. View distance, I'm going to turn that down. Like I said, my machine ain't the greatest. We're going to disable the cooldown. Keep that the same. That'll be the same. I'm going to shut off block limits. Just because, you know, I like to make big stations that'll exceed that, and it'll exceed that as well. Backup saves. How many backups do you want? Yeah, you can see it basically. Yeah. Auto healing, that's your regen. I'm gonna delete that. Enable that just so I can show you what I'm looking at. That's not needed. Gonna keep that, keep that, keep that. Yes, yes. No. Yes. Yes. Yeah. This one will lag out your game if you've got a lot of pressurized areas. Like if you're doing a spaceship, you know, you got to pressurize that, and then you can take your helmet off. I don't really mind, so I'm going to leave that off. Convert to station. I'm going to keep that on. Unsupported, yes. Enable jetpack, spawn with tools, start and respawn screen, voxel, drones, balls, spiders. Yeah. Your unknown signals down here, that's the little green pop-ups you get every now and then. And that'll, that's basically like a little lottery. And that'll help us get, we can grind those down and get parts. Or also they've got like the character tools, the different skins for them. So we're going to leave those on as well. So that is how we get this all set up. And if you were to download a world, you would go straight to it from here. I don't have any downloaded, so we're going to leave it alone. And it reset everything. God damn it. Alrighty, so this is one of the loading screens. They've always got a nice little quote going on, and these are your different spawn locations. Escape pod is going to put you out in space and you fall back to a planet. Planetary lander, you're going to end up on Earth. You have to land it yourself. Same with the other planetary landers, whether it be Mars or Alien. Respawn ships, you're going to be in space. Small drill ship, if I remember right, you're just barely inside the atmo. However, these ones don't work that well in the atmosphere. You're going to want to, jet your way out. Respawn ship, same thing. Spacesuit, if I remember right, that one's out in the middle of nowhere as well. So we're going to go planetary lander and respawn. And we're still waiting on the world to load in all the way. You can see it's got a nice lovely quote there in the center of the screen, and it has this nice little backdrop, and we're in. Alright, I'm gonna go to third person view just so you can look around. This is the Earth. Your primary objective is to get off the Earth. This ship has atmospheric thrusters on it, so it will not work in, well, anywhere. Out in space, it is. They give you just enough power to get down, and a little bit extra. So basically, what you're gonna want to do early off is find yourself a nice ice lake, because ice is going to be used for your hydrogen and your oxygen, and you need both of them in space, especially the hydrogen. Hydrogen is going to be used to not only get you into space, but it'll allow you to use your jetpack on the planets. I rely heavily on jetpacks. So we're just going to drift our way over that way, and then once the atmospheric thrusters spin in all the way, we will be able to land all nice and proper. So I'm going to aim right between those two dark spots there in the middle of the lake. Probably right about in here. And the dark spots, in case you guys do not know, are where your resources are. Your resources will always spawn in on the dark zones. And we're going way too far. My wife is making cookies in the kitchen. So we will stop best we can. And still drifting a little. Once we get stopped all the way, You see the speedometer down there in the lower left. We're going to come straight down by holding the C key. Most of the times you will spawn near, if not above, an ice lake, just like we just did. However, this will not always be the case. If you end up spawning out in the middle of nowhere, and you end up in a mountain zone where there's no ice to be found, the snow on top of the mountains can be used as ice. You'll break it down the same way, and upon breaking it down, you will actually get ice and stone. So that is something to keep in mind. Alright, we are at 39 meters. And where are those two dark spots? They're over... There it is. You can just barely see it over there. We're going to make our way over that way. You can see we got 52 minutes of fuel left. There was a time where the devs decided, I know, let's turn down how much fuel they get. And that was a real dick move there, devs. Because it made it impossible to land. At all. You went straight down and hoped that you had enough fuel to stop you from crashing. Ooh, silicon. Silicon is good. Magnesium. Magnesium is good. Uranium. Hell yeah. So these three right below me are very important. And we got enough time, so I'm gonna drop a GPS key here with silicon, magnesium, and where's my slash key? Uranium. And we'll show that on HUD. So that will tell us that this is where that's at. Now we're gonna go hover over the other one. And the reason we can see what's down below is because on these vessels, right there in the center, you can see is an ore detector. And that ore detector can see, I think it's 250 meters. 250 meters in constant radius, if I remember correctly. I probably don't. So as long as you are close, it'll tell you how far away you are. So we're going to come back over. Come down to about 25 meters. Yeah, uranium, silver, cobalt. Okay, looks like there's a lot of uranium here. That's rare. So, new from current position. It was cobalt. Plain and simple. Without iron, we cannot play. And there's another patch over here, and it's quite large, so I'm hoping it's iron. There's iron in this stone here. So we are going to land here temporarily, mine out all that iron, because these stones are quite small. And they won't have a whole lot, but they'll have it, and that's the important part. So we're going to come down, hope the game doesn't lag out and destroy us, and we're locked. You can see how that landing gear turned green. Green means we're locked. Now I'm going to go into the control panel, find all of our thrusters. and we're going to turn them off. We're going to name that group Go-Go. Okay, so you see I already took my helmet off using the J key. Turn on my flashlight, get out my drill. Now the drills also have a very short range ore detector. So this is all stone. I don't need stone. I'm just going to go through, chip away some of it. And you can see the red showing through. That's your iron. All of the different ores will look different from stone. We'll just get rid of you. And away it rolls. Now, those are very, very dangerous. If we had something down at the bottom of that, that stone will pick up speed and hit it. Be very cautious when you're dropping resources. Any resources. Because everything has inertia. You'll learn that in science class if you haven't already. Any moving object will continue moving. And it will not stop. Especially in the game where the physics is flawed. So I'm not too worried about it because we have nothing. I'm going to come back up here, drop off more stone, because we don't need it. Once again, said it will roll. Grab as much of the iron as we can, come back upstairs, and throw it straight into the refinery. I've got more stone in my inventory. I must have just accidentally picked that up. Get rid of it. Also, on the planets, there are hostiles. On Earth, there's wolves. The wolves will attack you and try and chew on everything. They eat your ship, as well as you. If you manage to defeat them, which is very easy, you've got a rifle, but you don't have that much. Speaking of the devil, my gun isn't equipped. Where is it? Character tools. There they are now. Do not feel bad about killing them. They have resources. Resources are good. So we're going to go through, loot the bodies, and our inventory's full. Do we have any junk? Of course we've got junk. And we've already used 2 magazines of ammunition. So we're going to keep on collecting our goodies. And get rid of the stone. Did that drop? No, that didn't drop. And we're going to turn those in as well. And I'm out of hydrogen. God damn it. That's the dangerous part. So, I'm going to grind down this to get those steel plates. I should just need a few. And we'll put them back afterwards, so it's not that big of a deal. All blocks, light armor. We'll stick that one kind of there. Cycle that down to wedge. There. And then we'll put the other ones back. Oh, we're too short, but that's not that big of a deal. That'll at least allow us to get up here and recharge our hydrogen. Once again, I said I use hydrogen like it's going out of style. Luckily, if I remember right, this ship has hydrogen. That's an oxygen bottle. Hydrogen bottles. There we go. So you can see down in the lower left, we now have two little bottle insignias above our hydrogen storage. That means we have 2 bottles of hydrogen. Pay attention to that. When you run out of hydrogen, your bottle will automatically recharge off from your inventory bottles. However, if you're used to it recharging via the inventory bottles, and your inventory bottles go empty, you're screwed. And you'll see those little bottles empty as they go. So your inventory bottles, the icons there, when they go empty, you can see percentage. When they go empty, that bottle will disappear. It will not trick you. Most of the time. Because even if there's 1% of a bottle, the icon will show up. So you just have to be very wary on that. Just going to go through and mine all this shit. And get rid of as much of it as is here. If you require more time in your atmospheric lander, and you find a bunch of uranium, like we did down there in the ice lake, you can mine that up and throw it straight into your refinery. Okay, so this has a little bit of iron. We're gonna drop a pin here and keep moving. New from current, iron, rock. We're gonna keep moving because we are using power right now. All of our systems are using power. You can see we've got battery power, but we've also got the reactor up here, which does not have much. So basically everything is pulling damn near from the batteries. Batteries go dead. So what we're going to do is go through and turn off everything we do not need. We do not need this air vent. Turn it off. We will not need that timer block, but we can't get to the timer block. So we got to go through and find it this way. Turn that off. We don't need it. There's a programmable block right here. We don't need you. So we'll turn that one off. We will need the gyroscopes. We will need the batteries and all that. LCDs. All of our LCDs. They are using power. You see down there, current power 100 watts. It's taking 100 watts to keep those on to show us information we already know. For now, we'll leave them on. You can see it shows you what's in there. Up top, scouting priorities and construction priorities. I've played this a bunch of times, so we're going to leave it and turn them off. And shut those off. They should have turned off. Why didn't they shut off? Good. Go. Where did they go? Show hidden. I think I fucked it up. Yeah. On. Yeah. Be careful what button you click. Makes it difficult sometimes. Alright, now they're offline. And now that the door is open, we can shut that off, and that'll take away a little bit more power use and extend our time as long as possible. There's a beacon up there. We're going to stay close to our ship at all times, so we can disable that. Beacon? Beacon? Where is is the terminal for that? Oh well. So we got our iron now. Oh no, it's dark. There we go. Never fly in the dark. Unlock. And I forgot to turn the engines back on. Toggle block. And all of them are up. Hover all of that turned on as well. So we're going to go over here. There's another little rock. We'll check that out, and then we'll move on to the big splotch. Now the little bit of iron we got will not last. At all. There's cobalt in that rock, nickel. And basically, iron, right here. Fuck yeah. We're going too far. Don't want to drop too quickly. However, we are a long way from the ice. So we're going to come down, see what else is here. Iron, gold, and uranium. That's our main three right there. However, comma, it's a long way from the ice. So, iron, gold, uranium. Hopefully, there is one closer to the ice. So we can get one right next to / under the ice. We're going to go for that one. I see a small rock there, so we right there. Ooh, we got iron right off the bat. Fuck yeah. Well, not right off the bat, but yeah, iron, gold. So iron, gold, and uranium. Awesome. The main three right next to the ice. That is good for us. Now, what's in that rock? Because if that rock has anything, also iron. Cool. So this is home base for us. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to come down. And how far away from the ice is it? Looks to be about 1 kilometer. But it's a lot shallower of a grade than over there. With the same resources. So we're going to go about halfway between. For some reason I'm getting the signal for ice way up here. So we'll probably plop ourselves down right in this area. Alright. See those smoke trails right there. And from that, you know you're approximately 30 to 40 meters off the deck. Now, what I'd like to do is make myself a little level landing pad for the permanent area. That is home base for now. Next episode, we're going to start actually making our settlement for lack of a better word. I just want to land on top of this, but it won't let me. Okay, I'm on top of this. Good enough. Alrighty. View and hood off and off and tab out. I'll set up the footprint off camera, like solar farm. Like I said, it'll probably be over there, and I'm gonna set that up like a large, almost like a large power tower. Like here in the States, there are these massive, about I want to say about 10 meters wide at the base, and they go up to about 1 meter, and then they've got arms on them that hold high voltage lines, and those are several meters high. I want to say about 40 feet, so I'm not good at math, so I want to say about 40 feet up. They're 20 feet wide, and then they shrink down to probably about 5 feet at the top. I'm going to have to do some research, and I'll probably post an image of what I'm trying to explain here on the screen. That way y'all know exactly what I'm trying to say. I don't know what they look like in the UK, but that's what I'm going to shoot for the US version here, and that'll just stand up high and proud, and then the top wings will be rotors with solar panels attached to them on either side, and it'll twist 360 this way as well as 360 up down. Wow, they're just spawning like crazy, like right there. So when we set up our solar panels, we're probably going to want a gun turret with plenty of ammunition, and we'll set up an entire like power station. That'll be its own building. It'll have batteries and all kinds of goodies like that. So that's the plan, and I hope y'all enjoy. If you have any suggestions for future builds or what you're thinking of what I'm saying, go ahead and throw that down in the comment section. I do read them when there's something to read. However, nobody comments and on my videos, not even to say hi. Hashtag sadface. So, good night everybody. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This has been Salazar the 16th. You guys have been amazing, and goodbye.